So hello everyone, this is Suraj and this is the most awaited portfolio video. To start with, you already have a portfolio video that I shared, I think 6 months before, okay, where I demonstrate my portfolio. But before telling you anything, before giving you any gyan, I want to tell you that, okay, portfolio is a very personal thing and you don't have to just become a follower of what I say or what someone else is going to tell you because it's your project. You are interested in everything that you are going to create, and a portfolio is a conversation opener in an interview 90% of the times. And in the interview, you will be all alone. So if you become a follower, there is nobody else to help you in the interview. The questions will be blasted on you. So make sure that whatever you are going to create, okay, and the way you design it, the way you put things into your portfolio, it is your own personal decision. Okay, don't just blindly follow anyone, because if I am telling you something, this is from my own personal experience, okay, and it might be different for you. And so many times in my conversations I've told you that seed is an exam that judges you on a very personal level. 1,000 people who have attempted the exam, the written exam this year, would have written 1,000 different types of answers for the same 5 questions. And same thing is applied on portfolio, the tasks, the interviews, and so on. No two interviews are same. No two portfolios. Maybe even if the portfolios are from the same design discipline, they won't be same. So be your own boss. Take your own decisions. Listen to everyone, but whatever you feel right, do it, because your gut feeling, the intuitiveness is always right, and it will take you further ahead in the interview. And in the interview, you'll be very confident, you will be very honest, and it will be a good interview if the portfolio is designed by you yourself. So, coming on, the most important question that is asked by so many of you, that how to come up with ideas uh, for your projects. Well, uh, this question is answered differently for different design disciplines. I can specifically tell you about animation and communication design, but the most common ground for all the design disciplines is that always try to work on the ideas that interest you. Okay, that fits your heart and soul, because end of the day you are the boss and you are the labor. So if you feel that you have to work on some particular idea, your dream project, something which really appeals to you, go ahead and work on it, because then now you're going to work with total involvement. Every iterative process, every design process, every kind of research you're going to do with inclusiveness and wholeheartedly. Okay, and that is the most important thing while documenting your process of creating a project, and also, you know, in the interview, of course. And a portfolio is something which should be self-explanatory. It is your presence, it is your attendance in front of the invigilator, where you are not there to explain your portfolio. So the most important thing that you should keep in mind is that it should be self-explanatory, it should be comprehensible, it should be simple, and it should be attractive, it should be really aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. The simple reason behind this is there are so many people who are going to apply for the exam, and there are so many portfolios that would be sent, right? So what is so different about your portfolio that the invigilator is going to just stop there and look at it for a while? So make sure that it is visually pleasing. And by visually pleasing, I mean that you shouldn't add, okay, roses and petals from the Microsoft PowerPoint. Don't do that. Okay, visually pleasing, visually heavy means your project itself should have information design, information graphics, uh, the visuals related to your projects. So make sure it is very easy to go through, and it is very easy to hop from one point to the other in a sequence, so that the information is given to the invigilator step by step and in a manner in such that it is understood by that person. Okay, so make the life of the invigilator very easy in all the processes of seed. That's how you should create an adequate portfolio. But how to come up with ideas? So the number one point is follow your heart and try to work on the ideas that appeal to you. Number two, so apart from animation and communication, I would suggest you to connect with the people who are already in the industry. Connect them on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and find out what kind of projects they are working on, what kind of problems they are dealing with, and what actually people do after graduating from such colleges in the industry. Because end of the day, you are going to be there, and networking is the most important thing in design fraternity. Okay, even after you enroll yourself in these design institutes, it will just take your portfolio to a bigger round table where it will be looked by really smart people in the industry. But after that, you'll be all on your own. So you need to have networks and networking skills. So why not start now? So from there, you can actually get relevant topics. And in this way, you can actually create a portfolio which is industry oriented. Most of you have asked questions like what kind of portfolio you should create so that you get enrolled in a particular college, or what kind of portfolio will a particular professor might like. Well, it's a smart way, I would say, but I mean, it's a good approach. But the smart approach is create a portfolio which is industry relevant, industry oriented. Because end of the day, a portfolio is not created to get admission in a particular college. It is created to get jobs. Okay, as far as my experience is, because the kind of portfolio that I submitted for my design disciplines was industry oriented. I really got a lot of jobs from all those projects that I put into my portfolio, and it was working in the industry, and hence it worked here also. Okay, so so in animation and communication design, the portfolio should be really visually heavy. Story is the king. There should be storytelling because animation is all about that. There should be projects which actually tell the invigilator, okay, that this guy knows something or the other about animation, something or the other about communication. You can go through my portfolio. The link is in the description of the previous video where I demonstrate my portfolio. Animation and communication design portfolio should be story and visual heavy because that's what engages the audience for which the design is created, and that will also engage the invigilator. Okay. Yeah. So the things that you can include in animation design as well as communication design portfolios is comics, sequential stories, animatics. If you can make animatics, then nothing better than that. Okay. And small animations, motion graphics, whatever you are capable of doing, just put into it. So this, remember, the story is the king. It shouldn't be boring. It should be your story. Don't use chat gpt. Okay, because I mean, don't use chat gpt. It reduces your creativity. How do you present your projects, and what are the number of projects, adequate number of projects? Number one, the adequate number of projects in my portfolio were two. I would say two because rest other projects I only submitted the final version of it. The two projects I actually explained it properly. Okay, it was the Balaji project, uh, and the recent project of Minu, I guess the ward member Minu that I was doing. Yeah. So these two projects were well explained, but other projects that I submitted were directly from my sketchbook, and the final frames were included into it. Okay, you can download the portfolio and you can just see what I'm talking about. So how do you present exactly? So when you are actually working on your project right now, make sure it is an iterative process because anyway it is an iterative process. Okay, and you document everything that you do, even the shittiest idea that you come across while working on a project. It should be documented. It should be kept. Okay, so that when you create your portfolio and you think that you are going to keep this project into your portfolio, you should be able to tell that how you approach the idea till the final frame, till the final output that you are showing. Okay, so iteration is like this: you come up on a shitty idea, then you argue with yourself that okay, this is the reason this is shitty. So you remove that reason, you solve that problem, and you come up with a different idea. This is how you hop from ideas to ideas, concept to concept, and you come up on something which you say, okay, this is something that you're going to create, which is final. I'm going to explain you from, okay, you can actually refer to the Balaji campaign that I have done. You can see how less I have written and how much more I have shown into the portfolio. All the sketches in my sketchbook were displayed after the final frame, which actually indicates that these ideas were rejected, and this is the way the final idea, okay, was created. The final frame was created, which was telling you the story of the interaction of two characters. Yeah. So before starting a project, make sure the problem statement, again, I mean, I'm so trained to use this term problem statement nowadays. Okay, I never used this before, but now I have to use this statement because a lot of you are creating design portfolios now. So the problem statement should be crystal clear. For example, in Balaji, the problem statement was clear that I have to promote a brand which actually serves people with more quantity and the same quality. Exact problem statement, and how am I going to tell this story in such a way that it promotes the brand also. But enough talking about Balaji, because this is a project that I did in my final year thesis. So I'm going to explain you the presentation of a project from something which I have created recently. So recently I got a freelance work wherein I had to create a mural which was about to be painted by the employees of a company which is US based. So all the employees, they would paint a mural, okay, from the reference that I would provide them, from an image that I would provide them, in such a way that it should be easy for them to paint, okay, because they are not artists. And the company was a medical in-betweener, I would say. In between is an animation term, okay. But so the thing is, you don't get appointments in the hospitals very easily in US. That's what they said me, they told me, okay. So this company actually helps you smoothen the process so that you get the appointments very easily. So this was about to be painted on the wall of the company. So I had to create this concept in which a lot of superheroes are kind of frustrated because they are not getting appointment. Okay. Now superheroes, because the boss of the company was a big time superhero fan. So yeah, this was the problem that I was told by the person who gave me this project. So I came up with 5 to 6 different concepts. These are the concepts wherein I know my characters, but I am just looking for the story right now. When you talk about documentation, it is nothing at this level but reiteration of the solution for a particular problem. Okay, you already have crystal clear problem statement, and now you have to come up with solutions. And definitely, you're not going to hop on the solution in the very first attempt. Okay, so what do? You actually come up with one concept, and then second, then third, then fourth. So similarly, you can see there are so many rough concepts that I have come up with. It might be displayed somewhere over here. When you work in the industry, it's a two-way process. You send these concepts for feedback to the client. So I got the feedback that this particular concept looks good. So I created a rough version of it. This is how the rough version of this project looked like. I got the measurement of the wall. I made a canvas of that particular parameter, that particular aspect ratio, and I started drawing on it. So once the composition was done, I again calibrated with the person, and I got the feedback, and then I started finalizing the look of the final wall. So this is the rough version. Then this is the line art, and then this is the final version. So once this was done, okay, I distributed it different layers in such a way that it is easy for the employees to paint because they are not professional artists. So yeah, so if I have to present this whole process in my portfolio, I can actually treat this whole process as a project, right? Because yeah, I'll just state the problem statement. This was expected from me, okay, which in this case I told you earlier what was expected, and this was the first idea, this was the second idea, these are the rough thumbnails that I created. And I don't have to write a lot, right? Because I already have visuals to tell my story, tell what I was going through while creating this. And now, if something is asked to me about this project in the interview, I can just tell anything. I mean, whatever they ask, I was available. I did the project on my own. I was involved in the process. So whatever you ask, I can tell you how I did this and how I got here. So it's not something like, okay, you directly hop on this particular final presentation, final image. Even if it is as simple project as this, it's a very simple project, right?
So I am shooting this afterwards because I just came across Anjali's video regarding the portfolio. And after looking at it, it resonated with me. And I thought that I did all those things intuitively. I mean, I wanted to know about animation films that were made in IDC, animation department, as well as NIT. So I hopped on their website because I was curious. And so I ended up actually, going through all the projects that were happening in these institutes. So I did it intuitively. You guys do it by design. Here somewhere is the link for her video. Go and watch. It will be really helpful. And if you like this video and you think that it has helped you in any way, like it, subscribe the YouTube channel, and do give me a follow on Instagram. Kirne is my Instagram account. It really matters to me a lot because I get my freelance jobs from there. And yeah, we also have a Telegram group, a drawing space Telegram group, wherein we just talk about drawings and visuals. So if you are interested, you can just join. The link is in the description below. Thank you and good luck.